Okay, Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. So this will be my second part of the video recording. It's not going to be that long, okay? Taklah sepanjang the first one which I recorded yesterday. Okay, the main focus is still on the literature review section. Okay, this time around the focus will be on how do you cite, okay, author's name from articles that you find, okay, especially from Google Scholar. Okay, so that is the main focus of our session for today. Okay, so I will upload this file in your OL later tonight. Okay, and send it in your group WhatsApp as well. Okay, for reading. So basically, what I want to discuss for today is, I prepared few paragraphs. Okay, and also generated few references. Okay, these are all generated from ChatGPT. Okay, from the explore section from consensus. Okay, I haven't checked whether the papers are actually exist, okay, in real life in Google Scholar. Okay, but the main purpose is that I asked GPT to generate few references, several with only one author, several with two authors, and several with three or more authors. Okay, but it end up generating several papers with three authors. Okay, so I will show you from these few paragraphs. Okay, the one highlighted in yellow is the one article yang ada one author only. Blue with two authors. Color purple ni, pink ni is three authors. Okay, so when you find articles from Google Scholar, okay, so the main thing that you want to, beside, finding articles that are relevant to your project, so this is an example on e-hailing. Okay, the use of e-hailing. So this has nothing to do whether the usage is for student or not, but just on e-hailing usage in general. So, and the format of the references, as I mentioned in the previous video, should be in APA format. Okay, so in APA format means the author's name and then the year will be in bracket. Tajuk article will be in only the first word will be capitalized. The first letter in the first word will be capitalized. The rest will be in small letter unless for special term, okay, kata-kata nama khas. Okay, and then the general title will be in italic and the rest will be in normal font. Okay, volume dalam kurungan ni dia punya edition dia. Okay, and then the page number. So you can get this directly from Google Scholar as I shown in the previous video. Okay, from the Cite button. But you need to check sometime when you get from Google Scholar. Most of the time it is accurate, but sometimes you do need to modify the fonts. Because I have cases where Google Scholar generated the tajuk ni dalam huruf besar. Okay, not in the way that you normally see. Okay, so that is something that you need to bear in mind when you get the citation from Google Scholar. Okay, so this is not going to be a long video, so I want to keep it short. So when you are doing your writing for your thesis, whether in your background, where you need to insert some citation, okay, especially in chapter number 2, as I mentioned in the previous video, you need to cite papers, a lot of papers in the second section of your literature review under empirical review. Okay, ingat lagi, okay. The first will be theoretical, okay. The second will be empirical. Okay, theoretical pun ada juga some article that you might want to cite. Okay, but most will be grouped under the empirical review section. And then also when you are doing your interpretation in chapter number 4, okay, when you want to interpret your result, you also want to cite, okay, some papers that you have mentioned or cited in the literature review section, okay, yang memberi sokongan, okay, that are comparable or having similar result to yours. So that is how you cite ni lah, kegunaan paper-paper yang kamu dah baca dan kamu masukkan dalam literature review. Okay, so here you can see that some papers are only written by seorang saja. Okay, ada yang 2 orang, ada yang paling common sekali 3 dan ke atas lah. Okay, 3 or more, the way you cite remains the same. So I want you to follow this style. Okay, ada beberapa style bila melibatkan 3 author dan ke atas. Okay, but we stick to the simplest version. Okay, so for example, for one author first. Okay, so let's say you want to write something. Okay, and this particular sentence refers to the findings. Okay, di dalam paper Rahman. Okay, so you can start the sentence and you can cite Rahman's name. Okay, Rahman ni, as you can see, Rahman is the surname lah. Okay, 2018 is the year the article is published as per Google Scholar. Okay, so Rahman kurungan 2018 close bracket. So this sentence basically is you implied, okay, from the article of Rahman. So bila kamu baca artikel Rahman, okay, whether from the abstract, the conclusion or any part from the paper yang merujuk kepada the main findings of Rahman's paper. So basically this is not direct copy and paste lah. You need to paraphrase. Okay, kalau tidak, if you copy and paste directly, then this will come out under turning in as plagiarism. Okay, so this is one way to cite at the end of the paragraph, at the end of the sentence. Okay, another way you can also begin the sentence or somewhere in the before the sentence ends. Okay, for example, Kumar 2019. Okay, Kumar ni ialah the surname lah. So 2019. So Kumar 2019 discusses how e-hailing something. So this is also another way where you can cite article, cite a paper, okay, and mention the author's name somewhere in the beginning, okay, ataupun di tengah-tengah ke apa ke, but not towards before, sebelum the end, the sentence ends lah. So author's name, surname dalam kurungan tahun. So slightly different than the first one, okay, author's name, comma, tahun, tutup kurungan lah. Okay, and if the article is written by two authors only, okay, for example, here Lee and Chen, okay, Lee and Chen, J dengan H ni, I believe is the first name lah. Okay, Lee and Chen ni ialah the surname, so you only take Lee and Chen. Okay, so that is how it appears in this first, second ni lah ayat yang seterusnya. Okay, again this sentence is referring to the merujuk kepada Lee and Chen paper, meaning that they find something, for example, economic factors such as urban population density, something. So when you read Lee and Chen, whether in the abstract or in the conclusion, okay, and you find that they focus on this particular variable, so you rewrite the sentence, okay, and you want to give credit lah, maknanya kamu nak kata this finding is written or is based on the paper by Lee and Chen. Or you can also cite somewhere in the beginning, for example, for instance, okay, Wang and Smith. Okay, so if you look at Wang and Smith, okay, Wang T, and Smith. So Smith dengan Wang and Smith. Wang being the first author, Smith the second author. So you write as it appears in the citation. So Wang and Smith, and then the tahun dalam kurungan, the rest lah. So this sentence again is you take dalam konteks. Okay, you implied. Okay, when you read the article by Wang and Smith, okay, and you find that this is what they are trying to say. Okay, of course you paraphrase from the abstract, conclusion and whatnot. Okay, ataupun you can follow something like the di ujung ayat. Okay, you said to remain relevant, traditional taxi companies in many cities began adopting digital solution. So by Johnson and Lam. Okay, so Johnson and Lam, this is the paper. Okay, Johnson P and Lam T. Okay, so Johnson and Lam lah. So you write a sentence and then you want to cite the paper from Johnson and Lam. Sebelum the noktah ni, okay, so open bracket Johnson and Lam 2021. Okay, using A and D ni, okay, some paper you might see they use the symbol N, okay, bukannya A and D. So we do not want to use that. Kita hanya pakai A and D. So be consistent. Sebab yang ni one of the common mistakes by students. Tengah ayat dia digunakan simbol A and D, simbol dan tu yang the short form tu. Okay, and sometimes they use A and D. So throughout your thesis, kalau melibatkan dua authors, okay, just use A and D, type A and D. Bukan simbol dan tu lah, N tu. Okay, so and again, Fahim and Ali, 2017, again, this sentence, okay, when you read the paper, okay, and you find that the authors mention something about this, so you start the sentence and before you letak the noktah, okay, Fahim and Ali, comma, the year lah. Okay, so I think that is clear on two authors. How about when the paper is written by three authors or more, 3 orang, 4 orang, 5 orang. Okay, for economic, social science, normally tak banyak lah, 3 orang, 4 orang tu dah kira ramai. But dalam bidang medicine, for example, bidang sains, okay, dalam bidang yang melibatkan eksperimen, lab, penghasilan ubat-ubatan, okay, it's very common, sometimes berpuluh-puluh orang tulis paper yang sama. Okay, so in social science, economic especially, 4 tu dah kira ramai lah, 5 pun dah kira, maknanya we don't co-author, kita tak tulis satu paper sama melibatkan ramai sangat orang. It's a very, orang kata, strange lah. So tiga tu common, 4 tu pun okay lah. Okay. So 3 or more, okay. So you want to use the word et al. Et, et, and then al, al. Et al ni macam short form kepada dan lain-lain lah, and others. Okay. So for example, Agong et al 2019. So Agong, Effendi dan juga Nordin. So there are 3 authors. But as usual, kita hanya ambil the first author saja. The surname from the first author, Agong. Effendi dengan Nordin ni kita akan gunakan et al. Maknanya dan lain-lain lah. So yang akan nama yang akan keluar tu ialah Agong saja. That's why dalam penulisan jurnal, susunan nama author tu is very important because usually especially kalau melibat, dia akan, yang first author tu yang orang akan lebih ingat. Okay, yang especially kalau 3 paper, 3 authors ke atas macam kes Agong ni. Okay. Yang nama lain-lain tu orang tak tahu, orang tak ambil, bukan tak ambil peduli lah, tapi dalam, bila kita menulis artikel, okay, because you only cite the first name, I mean the first author. So, nama tu yang lebih orang kata, dia punya peranan tu lebih penting lah. The first author tu usually has a bigger role when they write the article. Okay, bergantung kepada persetujuan sesama penulis lah. Okay. So, Agong, okay, for example, this sentence, you implied from the paper by Agong and the rest. So, di hujung ayat, sama juga seperti Lee and Chen, Rahman semua. So, Agong, A-G-U-N-G, okay, and then et al. Okay, selepas al tu ada dot, and then comma. Sebelum tahun memang kena ada comma lah. Kalau Lee and Chen pun, kalau 2 orang pun sebelum tahun mesti ada comma. Cuma untuk melibatkan et al, selepas al tu mesti ada dot. Okay, and then comma, and then 2019. Okay, sama juga if you do not want the sentence to di hujung baru nak masukkan nama author, you must start the sentence, for example, in the beginning of the sentence, okay, in the beginning, okay, of the sentence, Lim et al. Found that, okay, ini bukan Prof. Lim itulah, ini Lim lain. Okay. So, for example, Lim, Tan dan juga Sim. Okay. So, Lim, first author, Tan, second author, Sim, third author. So, only we use the first author's name lah, Lim. Mana tadi? Lim. Okay. So, Lim et al. Found that e-hailing platforms facilitate. Okay. So, bila penggunaan et al. ni indicate plural lah. So, kataan ni mesti merujuk kepada plural punya hukum dalam menulis ayat lah. Okay. Kalau for example you want to use present tense, kamu tak boleh kata Lim et al. Finds. Dia kena Lim et al. Find lah. F-I-N-D. Okay. Sebab Lim et al. ni dah Lim dan rakan-rakan lah. Lim dan lain-lain. Okay. So dia plural punya word. So Lim et al. So okay, kalau di permulaan ayat, okay, as compared to this one, at the end of the sentence, after al, dot, comma, tahun, yang tutup kurungan. Tapi if you want to start the sentence or somewhere sebelum di hujung ayat tu, you want to cite Lim's paper. So you want to mention Lim et al. Okay, al ni ada dot juga, tapi tak ada comma lah. Okay, sama juga kalau macam satu author ke apa. For example, Kumar dalam kurungan tahun. Okay. So dalam kes Lim et al, make sure ada dot dekat al sini lah. So ini yang biasa kadang-kadang student tertinggal. Okay. So this is something that you must really pay attention, okay, to detail, because citing technique is very important. Bila kamu tak cite dengan betul, it shows that you are, orang kata, tak disiplin lah dalam penulisan ilmu, dalam penulisan akademik. Okay. So et al. 2018. The same goes with Velasquez et al. 2019. Okay. Velasquez, Santos dan Jimenez. Jimenez ni so 3 authors. So we only consider ataupun ambil Velasquez as the first author. Santos dan juga Jimenez ni kita gunakan et al. Okay. So sama juga di permulaan ayat. Additionally, Velasquez et al. Mesti ada dot followed by the tahun dalam kurungan. Okay. Or you want to cite the author's name di hujung ayat. So this is just writing style. Okay. Whether you want to start the sentence. So ini just orang kata supaya your sentence, your writing your writing does not become very monotonous. Okay. Macam tak ada kepelbagaian dalam the writing style. So some sentence you want to start with the author's name. Okay, some sentence you want to end with the author's name lah. So ada 3 bentuk. Okay, one with one author. Okay, sama ada di hujung ayat ataupun di permulaan ayat. Okay, yang kedua, 2 authors, sama juga permulaan dan juga di hujung. And third, 3 author dan ke atas. So if you find the paper is written by 4 authors, sama juga et al. Saja. Ambil the first author's name. The first author will appear in the citation lah. Okay. So and when it comes to orang kata meletakkan your references, sama juga macam yang saya tunjuk pada the previous video. Okay, you gunakan Google Scholar, okay, dan juga klik on the Cite button tu, so you should be able to you should be able to generate lah the, for example, whatever lah, okay, kat sini for example Cite button, okay, and you get the references under APA and copy and paste lah. Okay, so you can see bila mana kamu klik on the Cite, you ambil APA ni, only the first letter dalam the first word will be capitalized. The rest huruf kecil. Okay, the journal article, the journal, nama journal tu dalam italic. Okay, so this is what you want to copy and paste di dalam kamu punya list of references. And of course, you must susun dalam bentuk alphabet lah, A to Z. Maknanya, kalau kamu highlight kamu punya references macam ni, and kamu arrange, okay, from A to Z, dan susunlah K, L, Rahman, Wang dan sebagainya lah. Okay, so that one let Microsoft Word do it for you. Okay, you just highlight the references, okay, and then you susunlah A to Z, okay, and then you should be itu di selepas kamu dah habis di penghujung kamu punya research, okay, before you want to wrap up your project, okay, kamu nak tutup, maknanya one of the things yang kamu kena make sure is that your references are in order, maknanya dalam susunan A to Z, dan juga make sure lah you follow strictly to the APA style. Sebab one of the most common mistake juga, student bila dia ambil daripada Google Scholar, sometimes Google Scholar pun dia generate yang tidak tepat. Maknanya ada yang dalam bentuk, semua dalam bentuk capital letter. Okay, so this one you need to double check lah di dalam, so you know what apa bentuk APA yang betul. Okay, so usually dalam, kalau kamu dapat dah buka 30-40 artikel dalam Google Scholar tu, you will get the idea lah what is the correct format for APA. Okay, as I mentioned just now, only the first letter, okay, untuk ayat-ayat yang simple ni, okay, except untuk kata nama khas lah, macam ni Peninsula ni of course P masih huruf besar lah, okay, Malaysia ni M masih huruf besar, okay, but the journal, tajuk journal dalam italic, okay, volume dan juga page number biasalah. Okay, so this is what you want to focus, okay, when you are doing your citation. Okay, so I think that's it for my ni. Nanti saya akan tunjuk juga from my paper here. Okay, apa yang let's say if you want to masukkan beberapa, okay, sorry, before I forget, okay, what if let's say in one sentence the sentence does not only refer to one author, tapi mungkin 2, 3, 4 paper, sorry, not only refer to one journal paper, but maybe 2 or more journal papers. Okay, for example, here you can see from my paper, this sentence here, okay, okay, inflation is a key macroeconomic indicator, okay, whose fluctuation has major impact on global economic system. So this is quite a general punya sentence lah. Okay, so this sentence is referred ataupun is cited not only by from one paper, but also 1, 2, 3 dan 4. So actually ada lagi banyak lah, tapi 3, 4 paper tu just to show that bila kita buat kajian, okay, we do not refer only to one author semata-mata lah, terutama kalau ayat tu macam ayat yang agak general. So we want to show that, you know, we have done our research, we have done our literature review very well. That's why a statement like this, okay, does not only refer to one kajian saja, tapi beberapa kajian. So how do you cite? Okay, maknanya tadi yang saya tunjuk di peringkat awal ni, you only cite one paper at a time. Okay, Rahman satu paper, Lee and Chen, Agung et al. Tapi let's say one sentence tu kamu jumpa ada persamaan. Okay, so normally benda ni kamu akan jumpa bila kamu dah start baca artikel jurnal. Okay, and you want to, yalah, quote unquote macam copy paste lah ayat ni. But of course, if you want to copy and paste ayat ni, kamu kena paraphrase lah. Okay, because when we do the reading, okay, you find that, I mean, we find that lah bila saya tulis artikel ni bersama dengan yang lain-lain ni. Okay, so this statement is very common dalam some of these, these few papers. Okay, and usually you get the idea bila kita dah banyak baca artikel, kita pun macam nak tiru lah. Sometimes kita pun bukanlah baca semua paper ni 100%. Okay, bila kita tengok orang lain pun guna yang, saya mungkin jumpa dekat paper lain pun dia mungkin mention beberapa authors juga. So kita merge lah, kita try to synthesize. Okay, it's not that you have to baca berpuluh-puluh beratus paper baru you want to get the idea. So that is why when you read journal papers, kamu dah tahu dan kamu boleh cedok lah setengah-setengah ayat tu ada beberapa citation, okay, so you can repeat balik apa yang dalam artikel yang kamu baca tu. Cuma ayat ni kamu kena tukar lah. For example, I want to copy and paste this particular sentence, okay. So maknanya cuma I cannot copy and paste directly lah. So inflation is a key macroeconomic indicator, okay, sampai sistem ni. So ayat ni is not written by, the credit must go to the original author, Aaron, Kadan, Mensi, Tang dan juga Wei. You cannot write inflation is a key macroeconomic system dalam kurungan Aaron et al. Salah, because the original punya source come from this author, bukan come from the three of us lah. Okay, so you cannot ambil ayat ni inflation sampai sistem ataupun selepas kamu dah paraphrase ayat ni, okay, and you put bracket, okay, Aharon et al. Okay, it's wrong. Okay, that's now because ayat yang asal tu kamu kena bagi kredit kepada the original authors. So you can do something like this. Okay, kamu boleh ambil ayat yang kamu boleh petik balik, ulang balik yang 4 authors ni. Cuma kamu kena paraphrase lah. Okay, and of course sometimes bila ayat ni pun kami pun dah paraphrase banyak kali dah. So the best way is buka salah satu ataupun one or two papers from the original paper ni and try to get some idea how to rewrite benda yang kami dah tulis ni. So that bila kamu nak tulis ayat yang hampir sama, tak adalah nampak macam plagiat. Okay, this is just to avoid plagiarism punya check. Okay, the same goes to any sentence from any journal. Kalau kamu nampak contohlah ayat ni, high inflation rates, okay, indicate something lah sampai bawah ni. So this sentence belong to Kilian and Zoe. So even if you want to copy and paste and paraphrase ayat ni, you cannot, kamu kena cite Kilian and Zoe, bukannya Aharon et al. So the same goes to the previous one lah. Okay, because the credit must go to the original punya author. So even though this sentence were written by kita orang bertiga ni, tapi selepas di paraphrase and selepas di paraphrase dan sebagainya, but the credit must always go to the original source. Okay, so you can take the sentence, paraphrase, but you must cite Kilian and Zoe 2020. Okay, so I will explain more in our class tomorrow. Okay, benda-benda yang similar berkaitan dengan citation technique. So something which I generated at the end of the file as well. Okay, Kumar, Park and Lee, Ahmad. So this is one of common technique dalam writing. Okay, whether your intro, your background, your literature review or other parts dalam your thesis. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Okay, so thank you. Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone.